Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Sussex Squad? Yo, sit down and we have to talk. Y'all, things have gotten from bad to worse on Saltine Island. What am I talking about? New reports are being released through the palace about Prince Harry and the horrible way he was treated. And you guys, with every new thing that they release, it just gets worse and worse and worse with each new headline. But here's the weird thing. Do you know who's leaking this? Do you know who's briefing the press? The palaces. Now, listen, I have a theory on why they're doing that. Does anybody else have a theory? You in front. What's your theory? Prince Charles is an idiot? Hey, you and Camilla, power hungry, mad, cottage cheese, curdled. No, okay, you guys, listen. Let's not insult the royal family. There's time for that later. The real reason that they're doing this, it seems like, because they're the ones briefing Page 6. They somehow think, and it's a weird game, but it's a game they're playing, that they can abuse Harry and Meghan, say what they want, then release the truth in the news, hoping to take the wind out of Harry's book. They think by putting the story out there and coming clean for every bad thing they've done, that they literally have effectively clipped the books in Harry's wing and nobody's going to want to read the book. First of all, you can release all the press notes you want. I want to know what happened from Harry and Meghan's opinion. But also, you guys, do they not realize that even though they're getting ahead of the story, they're still the centers of the story? And do they not realize, right? Do they not realize by doing this, it just makes them look worse and worse and worse? You don't get to be horrible, then play the victim that people won't lay down and let you slap them. They literally are giving interviews the equivalent of, I can't believe how much his face hurt like this. Oh, their face was too hard and my fist. They literally are trying to be the bully, but they also want sympathy that their bullying is not successful. You guys, let's get into this because this is one of the strangest things I've seen off of Saltine Island. Let's go. Okay, so they're saying that Prince Harry learned of the Queen's death from an online report. And this is the palace releasing this, right? They said Prince Harry desperately tried to make it to his grandmother's bedside to say farewell, but only found out that she had died by reading online reports. Multiple palace sources told Page 6, "What did you think you were doing? Why would you even release this? I wouldn't even admit to this. To me, this is like walking to a police station and saying, I did it. I shot the sheriff and I also shot the deputy." What is going on? This is so horrible. That palace is going to go down in flames. They are idiots. They are horrible. They said the strain and agony was etched on Harry's face as he was driven to Balmoral, the Queen's Scottish residence, hours after she already passed away on September 8th. So now it's a weird thing. It sounds like they're delighting in his pain. One highly placed Buckingham Palace insider told Page 6 that Harry had been called to Scotland by his father, the new Charles. I'm not calling him king until Lily and Archie are named princess and princess, right? In the morning. However, another palace source confirmed that no one from the royal family or any courtiers actually called Harry to tell him about the Queen's death, leaving him to find out from news reports when he landed late in the afternoon. They go on to say, as the royal family grieved the late Queen, Harry and his wife Meghan Markle spent more time with relatives than they had since quitting their royal roles in January 2020. It all begs the question, what will happen with those damaged relationships now? My beloved grandmother passed away. You didn't even have the decency to notify me. I was rushing there hoping I could spend moments with her. And when I got off the plane, I found out through Google that my Mima, my Nana, wasn't alive anymore. And you're talking to me about what happens with those damaged relationships now? Have you heard of the trash can? Because that's where they are. Have you heard of it's on site until the day I died? Have you heard of blood feuds? Have you heard of, oh, this is generational beef? Let's move on. They said Harry and Meghan reportedly returned to their home in Montecito, California on Wednesday to be reunited with the children, right? One insider told Page Six, I think that how Harry and Meghan showed up in the past few days shows they were only hoping to do the right thing and right by everyone. I do believe that when Meghan, whatever happened at that, I do believe this is Harry and Meghan probably cutting ties. Like at this point, they are so toxic. They are so ignorant. They are so everything, and they refuse to even acknowledge it. And they think that Harry should come crawling back. And if he does, maybe he can assume the role of a working royal. You guys are underpaid, overworked, and everybody that works there either turns into Voldemort or curdled milk. Again. Anyway. Asked whether Harry and his brother Prince William have truly mended fences, palace sources confirmed that the two did talk at family dinners and gatherings. Gail, a friend of the Sussexes, said there have been efforts on both sides to sort of make this right, adding that there have been no real reapproachment despite efforts. She said big families always go through drama. Gail, stop it. This isn't drama. This is, if you think this isn't drama, okay. Are they going to be drawn closer together or are they going to be drawn apart? I have no inside information on what, but I will tell you this. It's good to see Harry standing with his family. Do you know what I do want to say to Gail and all the other newscasters? The way Meghan, sorry guys, my lips are dry, screaming into the void about the sheer repulsiveness, it does something to the lips. They get a little chapped. Anyway, right? I'm sick of everybody because it's a toxic way of thinking. If you have a very toxic family, I mean the level of toxicity where like you almost drove the person I love most in this world outside of my children to delete themselves. What are you talking about? It's good to see Harry standing with his family. Why does everybody, even when they have the chance to say something, kiss his family's butt? Because of power. I get it. And you can't burn any networks, but like call a spade a spade. Why was it good to see Harry standing with his family while they were abusing him and Meghan, stripping him, humiliating him, doing whatever? It was good to see him standing with his family. Shut up. They said with the shadow of the Princess Planned memoir and the news that it'll be pushed back to 2023 still hanging over the family, another well-placed royal source denied a recent report that, why do they keep referring to Meghan as Markle? This is in Page 6. Had you asked for a one-on-one chat with Charles before the set? Oh. Ooh. So get this, the royal palace is saying that it's an outright lie that Meghan asked for a one-on-one meeting with Charles. Now the royal people are liars, because here's the thing. Is it a lie that Meghan wrote him a letter? Is it? Is it? Anyway, the Queen's passing has led to an attempt by family members to thaw the ice between Harry and his family, particularly Charles and William. But there have been moments over the past 2 weeks where the palace's decision to stick to protocol showed an awkward things were made. I think that Omid Scooby actually said, and he got it officially from Paris, that there's no such thing as royal protocol. They make it all up. Wear tights, don't wear tights, hair pulled back up. It's all made up as a thing to control. It's all imaginary. It's all imaginary. And it makes sense because if you are the highest law in the land, whatever you says goes. So where is the protocol? They said the Queen's death was announced at 6:30 p.m. local time, minutes before Harry landed at the airport. So they didn't even tell him. They didn't even tell Harry before they announced it to the world. And they knew what time Harry was landing because there's Wi-Fi on the plane. These are private planes. Now get this. Harry had to take a private plane on his own after he was excluded from the one carrying his brother, his uncles, Prince Andrew, Prince Edward, and Sophie. In the end, only Charles and his sister, Princess Anne, were when the Queen died. So they wouldn't even let him on the family plane. And they're talking about how can this man, and Gayle King's talking about it's good to see Harry standing with his family. Bye. Anyway, They arrived at Balmoral just before, Harry arrived at Balmoral just before 8 p.m. to face the others, including a stepmother, Camilla, now queen consort, whom he would have been expected to bow to per protocol. This was a press release from the royal press. Do they realize we're American? We don't give a damn about, you can have me curtsy to someone. I'm like, okay, like in our culture, bowing to someone, and what did that do? We can do it, but it means nothing to us. So the fact that they put Harry would have been expected to bow to Camilla, this lets me know two things. One, there's still serious beef between Harry and Camilla. And two, they wanted to get that one off. Yeah, you had to bow to me. To which Harry's like, we'll see who bows down come this November when my autobiography hits the railways, right? If you thought Finding Freedom shook the table, baby. And you know what else? I hope Harry does an interview with either Gail or Oprah. Now that, for the press truck, they said this is the first time Harry had been in the room with his family since him and Meghan's departure from royal life in 2020 and their move to the US. They hit headlines. Meghan was initially going to join her husband, but opted not to after learning that her sister-in-law, Kate Middleton, was staying at home with her children, who had just had their first day of school. After much criticism on news sites as well as popular social media, Harry, anyway, they go on to say that basically, get this is fan fiction. After much criticism on news sites as well as popular social media about Harry being excluded from the family's flights to and from Balmoral, it seemed they were making an effort to include him. Charles showed a violent attempt to publicly quell tensions ahead of the pomp and ceremony, decades in the planning leading up to the Queen's state funeral. In his first formal address to the world as whatever, Charles announced that William and wife Kate were to be the new Prince and Princess of Wales, adding, I also want to express my love to Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas. Y'all, listen, I just can't. This is like, you guys, you know what? They said at the vigil, it was noticed that Harry's military uniform had been stripped of the ER for Elizabeth Regina, a second word meaning Latin for queen, insignia on the shoulder. Worse, scandalized Andrew had sported the initials at the children's vigil the day before. I thought it was churlish. If you're going to let Prince Andrew have ER on the shoulder, then why wouldn't you let Harry have it? Piers Morgan said, who was no great fan of Harry or Market. He said, I've got no truck for Harry's behavior in recent years, but that was his grandmother, and he did serve his country with great valor. But then to remove the ER and have it sent to him without the initials of his own grandmother, I just thought, don't be churlish, and actually don't fuel Harry's own innate sense of victimhood. Y'all. Wow. They're also talking about how he had to sit in the second row. So here's the thing. I feel it. The Brits, the royals, they had so much fun humiliating Harry this last. They couldn't believe their eyes and ears that they could torture him when he was at his lowest. And now they're replaying the greatest hits. But again, it's almost October. That book is out in November. Let's see if they're smiling in a month. Let's see, because I know one thing. You guys not only burnt that bridge, but you literally napalmed the village and sniped anybody that jumped and set and threw oil on the sea and on the river and set it on fire. You guys, it's a wrap. Let me know what you think in the comments. I will keep you posted, but honestly, I never thought I would quote Piers Morgan, and I hope to never quote him again. This is all so churlish. It's so inane. It's so childish. It's so asinine. But honestly, I have to be honest with you. This level of pettiness, this is the epitome of when you dig a grave for your enemy, dig one for yourself. Anyway, my little tattles, I'll talk to you later. Bye.